Botswana's Minister of Trade and Industry, Dorcas Makgato-Malesu, was in Johannesburg today, punting the investment case for Southern Africa's most established democracy. She joins me now to discuss what she's been doing in Joburg today. Did you get any chance to go sightseeing and talk to a few people?
Not at all.
So what have you been doing?
Working very hard, looking for money.
What were you looking for? And
well,
from who?
I was heading my team to try and sell opportunities for investment in Botswana.
Right.
Specifically, we're looking at investment in the financial services sector.
Did you find some money?
Certainly. I'm excited.
Please tell us.
And I'm saying that purely and simply because post the mission, we had one-on-one meetings where now you sit intimately with those that will be interested,
right,
where you actually, in a way, almost sign a deal, or you do that which is necessary for you to make sure that it actually actualized. So
sure.
I had at least 4 meetings this afternoon, one-on-one with business, so I'm excited.
Why financial services?
Well, it's financial services today, but it's many other things.
Sure.
Because, as you know, our economy is largely dependent on mineral revenue. And we are on an intensified route to actually diversify our economy, not necessarily away from diamonds, but right, to reduce the over-dependence on the mineral sector. So we're doing it at many levels. We're doing it at beneficiation level, value addition. I'm sure you know that we are getting the Diamond Trading Center moving into Botswana. That means downstream economies. Within that, we are basically looking at our coal reserves, which are in excess of 200 billion tons, and we are saying what are we going to do about them. We have a coal roadmap. Right. We've got many others, and manufacturing certainly is one of those. But financial services, to be precise, it's much easier, in my view, compared to manufacturing. Right. It's less dependent on others. So it is dependent on that which we are known to have been very good at, which is governance, the strength and have we managed our economy to grow it to the levels, to sustain ourselves through the time when everyone else was struggling. And therefore, we believe that given the amount of South African business interest, with particular reference to the financial services sector, it is a good place to be at. And we are also preaching to some who are already converted. We're able to come with some businesses that are already in Botswana that were able to have intimate conversations with others to say this is what happens. Certainly for them to be able to tell others that which I can't tell them.
Can you give us some names?
No.
Why not?
These are intimate discussions.
But this is I want to break news. Remember, the reason why I'm interviewing you is because I want news that nobody else has.
No. We need to sign on the dotted line.
Okay. Amongst those who came and talked to you, what kind of responses did you get?
The responses really were largely to try and find out what is it that they need to do for them to be able to actualize their investments. Right. What is it that government has in plan for them? A lot of it has to do with the security of their investments, the outlook, the economic outlook, what we are doing as government to make sure that we are competitive enough, to make sure that there are no surprises. So I was able to talk to them about the government view, our creation of centers of excellence to create focus in a variety of sectors, for us to really give them assurance that we are in business.
So what would differentiate Botswana, say, I'm going to use an unusual example, but perhaps one that puts in a good light, Zimbabwe?
I would not just confine myself to Zimbabwe. I would say what puts us in good light compared to South Africa, to Zimbabwe, to Mauritius, to others.
Okay, you're being diplomatic. You're a politician, I understand.
Rightfully so. It is that which has been written about us, which is true. Our current credit rating, which is very high, which has sustained itself through the economic crisis, our governance, the level, the fact that we are the least corrupt country in Africa, supposedly, by those that are very transparent, and many other things. And I think the fact that the tax regime as well is much easier. They did a case study today to compare us against South Africa, against Mauritius. We are looking at about 15% thereabout, corporate tax at 22%. You know the figures. I mean, people come here every day, so we are reasonably competitive. And the fact that the ease in which you can repatriate your profit, the ease in which you can basically work and basically use different currencies. You can trade in US dollars, you can trade in pounds, sterling, etc., in euros. You can open accounts, and that I think we are relatively easier compared to others.
So you're trading on your strengths, essentially.
Yes.
You're not bringing new measures to try and attract investment into the country.
Well, we are, because the fact that for a very long time we have not talked specifically about beneficiation. We have not had a specific strategy on beneficiaries, but we are now saying we have to downstream, we have to value add in the country for us to be able to compete even better. When we negotiated with De Beers, we negotiated from a position of strength, because we know what our asset is worth. That is why we're able to agree to move the Diamond Trading Center, which has been in London. As you know, we are the biggest diamond producer by value.
Sure.
It makes business sense for us to consider ourselves to be the center of excellence with regards to diamonds, because we produce them.
Yeah.
And we have done very well with them. The money that we have taken from diamonds, we have developed our country very well, we have developed our economy very well. It has benefited us a lot, and therefore we have to be a shining example in terms of how resources can be utilized to grow an economy as efficient as ours.
Sure. I think we've punted Botswana enough. Don't you agree?
No, not at all. I'll talk about Botswana from the morning.
I'm not going to allow you. Let's move on. But you also, of course, chair of SADC trade negotiations with the European Union. Give us status on where those talks are and when we're likely to see completion.
The status is ongoing. Likely a completion date very soon.
We work with dates. I had President Zuma here the other day, and I was insisting I wanted a timeline.
Yeah, we had hoped that we should have completed the negotiations by now. However, during the process of negotiations, we felt that it was necessary for all of us, especially the group, to be able to all sign at the same time. That meant that we were all at different stages. You'll recall that some of us had signed, others had initialed, others had nothing. So basically bringing everyone to the same level is basically something that has taken a bit of time.
Is it possible to do it this year?
Optimistically, yes. That is an optimistic picture, because as I speak to you, our officials, our senior officials at technical level are going back and forth between here and the EU to pave way for us ministers to say yes or no.
Absolutely. Minister, thanks very much for your time.